If you've ever watched a random plan with me video on the internet and been totally baffled by the person's ridiculously complicated planning system, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Kelly, and I do not believe you need an ultra complex planning system to accomplish your goals and stay on top of your daily to-do list. Ahead, I've rounded up 5 daily planner apps that are simple and easy to use, perfect for more visual people or anyone who prefers a planning tool that just has minimal clutter. Something uncomplicated that you can just look at and immediately understand and customize without being super tech savvy or having to invest tons of hours into getting set up. And of course, all of these apps are also aesthetic and beautiful because your planner should be something that is a total joy to look at. If you love looking at it, you're gonna look at it more often, which is the goal. Let's dive in. We're gonna start off with the one that we all knew would be on this list, which is Notion. Now, if Notion has overwhelmed you in the past, you're gonna wanna stick around for option number 2 on this list, which is basically the easier version of Notion. But I am a firm believer that Notion does not have to be complicated. I have a ton of videos on my channel about how I personally use Notion as a very simple planning dashboard and to-do list space. So if you're not familiar with Notion, basically it is a totally blank workspace where you can build really any kind of pages that you want. So personal planning dashboards, habit trackers, book trackers, project management systems for teams, truly anything that you can imagine, you can probably build it with Notion. I use Notion as the home for my full life hub, my life OS, if you will. It's where I have my daily to-do lists, where I track my habits and goals, where I take notes and collect information, where I journal and track my experiences. It's also where I collaborate with teams for work, where I plan my content, and so much more. The beautiful thing about Notion is it can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. Notion has some very sophisticated features. Most prominently, it has these very powerful databases where you can essentially create these intricate webs of information where all the information kind of talks to each other, and you can display it in all these different ways and essentially create these really incredible workflows. But if you're a very visual person, you can absolutely stick to the basics with Notion. It is really easy to get overwhelmed and carried away with all of Notion's fancier features, but just because Notion has those features does not mean that you have to use them. I have a video where I walk through 6 different ways to create a to-do list system in Notion, from the ultra simple to highly complex. I definitely recommend checking that out to figure out which option would work best for you and just get a step-by-step on how to use Notion as a daily planner. Now, of course, the biggest pro of Notion is also in a way its biggest drawback, which is you can really build any kind of page that you want in Notion, which gives you so much room to play. But of course, that also means that there can be a lot of learning and setup in the beginning, which can be a huge detractor for a lot of people. So if that is what's kept you from Notion, let's move on to app number 2, which is xtiles, who is sponsoring this portion of the video. xtiles is like the hot new kid on the block in the world of daily planner apps, and I would say it's quickly becoming one of the best planning tools on the market for people who want that more visual way to plan and organize their lives. This is the perfect daily planning app for people who like the idea of what Notion offers but need something that is just faster and more straightforward to use. So xtiles is basically like a digital bullet journal. You have this grid layout system exactly like a bullet journal where you can then drag and draw in these little boxes or tiles where then you can go in and put your content, whatever you want it to be. Unlike with Notion, you don't need to mess with like columns or databases or anything like that. You can literally just draw in what you want exactly where you want it. You can add in images very simply. So old books, let's do that. Ooh. Pretty. Okay, so you can see it's just so easy to pull in whatever you want, and you can also refer to this little sidebar that's here on the left side. It's always there to kind of remind you of all the different things that you can add in, whether it's a quote, heading, anything that you want, you can just add that right in. Ooh, look, you can add in this cute little color bar. How do I? So fun. And it is so easy to just kind of move things around, resize them, reorganize your page, and it's very intuitive, and it just makes the initial setup process so straightforward. So you can see this is a much more visual way of organizing information, much more so honestly than any of the other apps on this list. This is just the perfect balance of being highly customizable while still being very intuitive and easy to use. So this is my xtile page, and you can see how how cute and aesthetic it is. I love it. You can really get creative with these xtile pages. So you can see I have a little scheduler here, top priorities. I have a little Pomodoro timer here. I've embedded like these cute little lo-fi jukebox playlists here. My water intake. I mean, it's so cute. This is exactly what I mean when I'm talking about something that is just a total delight to look at every day. Along the top here, you can see that you can actually scroll through all of your other pages. It's kind of set up like the tabs of a notebook. I find that having these tabs or sections that are set up literally exactly like a paper notebook, it's just really helpful if you are a more visual person. You just kind of can see at a glance all the pages that you have. For people who, you know, if it's not right in front of your face, you will forget about it. Like, this just really nicely solves for that problem. You do have the option of grouping pages together if you want, but it's just nice that everything is just right there along the top. So a few other design details that I personally really love. In general, xtiles has a ton of ways to customize the look of your pages, which if you're a sucker for aesthetics like me, that is definitely really important in picking out your daily planner app. You have all these different ways that you can make the tile look, all these different layouts, and you can pick out all of these different colors. If you have the paid version of xtiles, you even have this little color slider, so you can really pick out like any color that you want. This is really nice for creatives who really want to create something custom and beautiful. You can adjust the size of the text in all these different ways. You can even add like a little icon. You can put it in all of these different places. I mean, it's so cute. It's so easy to design. If you're worried that you're not going to be able to recreate something like this, the beautiful thing about xtiles is they actually have all of these built-in templates that are already right here, so that way you can just pick out whatever you need to just quickly get started. Another thing you can do is up here you have what is called your inbox. So if there's anything that you like from any page, one thing that you can do is you can grab it and move it into your inbox, and then you can very easily go to any other page and grab what was in your inbox and then move it in there. So easy. And then if you do want to get more complex, xtiles does have their version of databases, which are called collections. They're like Notion databases, but simpler, and they work really well for keeping things organized. So let's say I want to go ahead, let's add in this bookshelf. Boom. First of all, this template, it's built right in, and now I just have this very easy place to track all of the books that I'm reading. Or let's say that I want to add in an expense tracker. Boom. There it is, ready for me to start tracking my expenses. One other feature that I want to highlight that is so cool and helpful is any piece of information that you add to any of your xtiles tiles, you can then click on this little expand key, and what it does is it lets you add in like quick little notes, you know, about that piece of information. And it's really nice because you can add details to a task in this little nested note without needing to necessarily create a whole separate page to house that information. It's all just right there. And then the really cool thing is for these task list items, you're able to go right here and click on this little calendar, and you can assign it a due date, which is just a really nice, just visual reminder when those things need to get done. Helps you prioritize your tasks. And you can come up here to their built-in calendar feature, and then you can see all of your tasks visually at a glance, which is so nice. It's just this beautiful built-in calendar, and it applies across all of your pages. You can also connect this to your Google Calendar, by the way, so you can see all of your events and meetings appear right here. You can just have everything in one place. You also have this task list view, very quick view to just glance through all your tasks and see what you need to get done today. And what's really nice about this is this actually pulls from all of your different xtiles pages. So if you have, you know, some tasks here on your today page, and maybe I have some tasks on my weekly planner page as well, you know, maybe I've added some to-do list items here, but as long as I assign them a due date, it will appear here in this universal calendar feature and in the task list, which is just so helpful. It's just this little universal catch-all feature that will allow you to execute everything with ease. And these tasks are synced with the mobile version of xtiles, which is so helpful because then you can just take your task lists with you on the go. Overall, xtiles is the best planning app on this list for creatives, people who want something very visual and aesthetic that you can very easily customize to be exactly what you need out of a personal planner without it being too complicated or overwhelming to get set up. xtiles has a very robust free version that has basically everything that you would need for daily personal planning, or you can get access to more storage space, more templates, more colors for anywhere from $5 to $8-ish per month, but the free version is honestly great. I've been having a lot of fun playing around with xtiles. I feel like I can make a whole video about all the cool ways that you could use this app. So if you are interested in a more in-depth tutorial on how to get set up, or how I would design a full life OS in xtiles, or how it compares to Notion, let me know in a comment down below. Meantime, I will leave a link in the description down below if you want to check out xtiles for yourself. Thank you again to xtiles for sponsoring this portion of the video. The next app is an underrated classic, which is Google Calendar, and hear me out. A lot of people use Google Calendar simply for remembering the dates of events and meetings, but Google Calendar can actually be a very beautiful daily planning app for time blocking, task batching, and just a very visual way of planning and organizing your day. I mean, come on, just look at this. So the key to up-leveling your Google Calendar is having a clear color coding system for your different types of tasks, so that way you can see at a glance what you've scheduled for the day. So for example, here I've got these different labels. My categories are blue for events, I've got green for my routines, I've got yellow for pleasure, I have this coral tone for birthdays, none of them are on this week. I've got this pink tone for work, and then I have this lighter blue for time blocks. I'll explain that in a second. I've got brown for chores, and then I've got this light beige tone for actual tasks. And you could of course add other categories too. Maybe you have, your different classes you want to add into your calendar, study time. Maybe you need to distinguish between your day job and your art business. Whatever categories would be helpful for you to kind of visually distinguish your tasks from each other, you can create those labels. So you would come here to settings, then come here to add calendar and create new calendar. So here you could create whatever calendar you want. Let's say I want to create a calendar, let's just say YouTube. So you can go ahead and create the new calendar. And now you have this beautiful new label where you can add in tasks. So for example, I just drag something in and I want to make this a YouTube task, and I can just add in whatever, film, video, whatever it is, and boom. Now you look at your calendar and you know exactly what days you are doing YouTube related tasks, you know what time of day you're doing your routines, when you have time for doing something fun. It's very easy to look at your calendar and visually see what you have coming up. So what's really nice about Google Calendar is it allows you to very easily visually plan out your day and kind of time block out not just what you're gonna get done, but when you're gonna get it done. You can very easily just drag and draw in all of the things that you need to do that day and estimate how long it's gonna take you to do those things. And this will prompt you to really think through how long it's gonna take you to get done any given task, and make sure that you're being realistic about what you're planning for your day and making sure that you can actually get that done in the number of hours that you have. If you actually want that feeling of being able to tick things off as you complete them, you can also add in things as tasks. So instead of adding it as an event, you add it in as a task. So let's say this is for filming my video. Let's say the different parts of that is I need to take my thumbnail photo, film B-roll, and then boom, I have this little kind of to-do list built into my Google Calendar. I can mark things when they are done, so I know kind of the actual items, the actual things that I need to do within each block. So here's an example of what a filled-in calendar with tasks built in might look like. One thing that's also really great about Google Calendar is it allows you to very easily task batch. So this is where you set aside specific blocks of time where you are going to work on similar types of tasks all at once. And so that way you can kind of focus on one type of task at a time without having to mentally switch between different contexts. So for example, here you can see that I've got focus time scheduled in for Mondays and Fridays in the morning, but then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've got these meeting blocks where this is the time where I can schedule in any meetings that need to get scheduled for the week. I will always schedule them into my Tuesday and Thursday meeting blocks, so that way I know those are the times that I'm having my meetings, and that way I don't need to transition in and out of my social meeting brain any time of the week. It's really just in these 2 windows of time, that's when I take my meetings. And the idea is that each week, this is the schedule of what my week will look like. These are the blocks of what I do on different days, but then I can fill into each block the different actual, tasks that I'm doing or the actual meetings that I have scheduled. I'll fill them in, but the general schedule or layout of my calendar is the same every week. Google Calendar is great for people who really want to just simplify their daily planning. You don't want to figure out another app. Maybe people are already sending you, Google Calendar invites already, and so it just kind of makes sense for this to be the main place for all of your planning. And you can see there are ways to make this into a more detailed and actionable planning system without it getting overly complex, and you can make it really cute. The biggest con to GCal is, of course, that you can't really set bigger picture goals within this app, and there's not really a place for you to take additional notes or collect other kinds of information. But if you're just looking for a beautiful and simple daily planner app, GCal is honestly great for that. And you get to have this color-coded time blocking system that keeps you on track instead of just, a simple bulleted to-do list. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I cannot stop talking about planning and intentional life design, so subscribe for more videos like this one. The next app is one that I've recently discovered, and I haven't really seen a lot of other people talking about it, but I'm pretty excited about it. It's called Timo, or maybe it's Timo, I'm actually not sure. So this is is a mobile-first planning app, and it actually was recently named a finalist in the 2024 Apple Design Awards in the inclusivity category. And that's because the app is specifically designed with neurodivergent folks in mind. According to their website, one of their founders has ADHD and dyslexia, and so neuroinclusivity, designing for disabilities, and just creating tech that is accessible for everyone is a big focus of the app. And personally, I think you can really feel the thoughtfulness in the UX just when you're using the app. It just really feels thought through and accessible. So this app is somewhere between a daily planner app and a Pomodoro timer app. So like I said, this one is a mobile app primarily. So if you are someone that just wants something that's right there on your phone, this is definitely the app to go for. So the app has a very straightforward little planning interface where you can just add in all your tasks for the day. You can also go ahead and plan for other days if you want, but let's say we're going to add in a task for today. It's very simple. You'll just hit this little plus button. You can type in whatever your task is, let's say study. When I type that in, you can see it automatically gave me a little cute icon, but I can also choose one. Let's say maybe I want to choose these books. I can also choose a little color. So there's so many cute colors already built in, but you can also go ahead and pick a custom one, which is so fun. We love to see that. I can also set a time. Let's say I'm going to study for an hour. I can set a start time. Let's say I'm going to start at 7 p.m. and that looks good. I'll hit add. And now that activity has been added here in my little planned timeline for the day. So it has here study. You can see these are the tasks that I already completed earlier today. My morning check-in, prepping for filming and filming this video. Almost done, I just checked it off. But you can see it also gives you a little indicator that there is an hour and 3 minutes between right now or when I finish the last task and when I'm supposed to start my next task, which is studying at 7. And they also tell you how much time is between when I end that task and midnight. So you also get these nice little visual reminders of like the different chunks of time in your day. So there is this really nice time blocking element to this app as well. And it is really cute to look at your full day of tasks with all the different little color coded icons. You can do a similar thing that we were talking about with Google Calendar, wherein you color code different types of tasks. And you can even actually add in your own custom icon. So let's say maybe I just want to add in this cute little book icon. And now it's got that cute little icon. So you can really make this planner look super aesthetic and your own if you want to choose your own little custom icons. All right, so this is all well and good, but the magic here of this app is actually when it's time to go and start a task. Let's say it's time for me to start studying. I can click this button that says start now. And now, you've got this little focused view on your phone where you have the timer ticking down and this little kind of like progress bar, and that's it. So you can really just focus in on this one task. And one, I think it's really cute. It just looks super adorable and aesthetic. But what's really fun is if you go to your lock screen, you can see it actually shows the little timer with your little icon and the color and what the task is, and the timer ticking down right here on your lock screen, which I think is just such a nice visual reminder. You can also add it in at the top if you just want it as like a little tiny widget along the top of your phone screen. And if you go back into your phone on your home screen, you can also add in these little Timo widgets so you can see your little timer, what you're working on, and you can see the rest of your day's scheduled tasks. And we can see it still has the little icon that we added. It's still color coded with all the little colors we chose. It's just so cute. I love the way that this looks. I just love all these different little visual cues and reminders that will appear on your phone. It makes it really easy to keep track of the time and that one focus task in all the places where you might typically get distracted. So maybe you pick up your phone and you're trying to check your notifications, or whatever, you're trying to like scroll through your apps, like you're scrolling, but like no, Timo is gonna stop and remind you that, hey, this timer is ticking down and like this is what you're supposed to be focused on. And when you've got the focus screen pulled up, you can also even click here on the top left and you can listen to some little focus tunes, and you can see it shows you all these different little channels that are available, and you can see all the other people who are currently listening to that channel too, which I think is just so cute. And Timo also has this like explore page where you can check out different types of activities, habits, tasks that you can then add into your task list if you want to get some inspiration. And then they actually, under this learn tab, they actually have these little daily body doubling sessions. So these are basically just these little guided or virtual co-working sessions. You don't have to have your camera on or anything like that if you join one of these body doubling sessions, but the idea is that there are all these other people who are also in the session with you, and you're just in this little chat room together and you share what you're working on, and it's a set amount of time. Let's say it's like an hour or 2 hours or something like that. And yeah, you just kind of encourage each other, and that's really it. And then you just sit there and do your work simultaneously. And the idea behind body doubling is just there is something to when when you are working with other people, it's like because you know that someone else is there and also working on stuff too, it kind of helps you stay a lot more focused versus when you're by yourself, it's a lot easier to get distracted by other things. I'm not really a big body doubling girl myself. I kind of like working by myself, but I do think this is just a really cute community co-working option that is available on this app. But back to the app itself, I just love how cute and minimal Timo is. I love the little focus timers and how the widgets look on my lock screen and my home screen. I like that Timo, in comparison to other apps on this list, it's not just like big blocks of text, or it's not just like a calendar. It's just all of these little simple visual cues to just help you remember to stay on task. It's such a delightful little app, and honestly just like such a good little accountability buddy to have throughout the day. They also just released a web app, actually literally like I think a few days ago from the time that I'm filming this. It's still very new and not super functional yet, but I'm excited to see where they go with that. If you want something with a bit more functionality, there is an entire suite of task management apps that also center on visual time blocking, like Akiflow, Routine, Sunsama, Morgan, there's a bunch of them. All of these apps have the same core function, which is to be a daily planner app where you can brain dump all of your tasks into some kind of task list, and then you can drag those tasks directly into your calendar to schedule. These apps all integrate the task list management, calendar, and time blocking features of Google Calendar, while also adding in some other features such as note-taking and knowledge management, meeting scheduling, workflows and integrations, and much more. Now, if your primary concern is something unfussy and easy to look at, I would recommend checking out Sunsama out of the bunch. Sunsama prioritizes simplicity, minimizing clutter, and most importantly, minimizing your workload. It's kind of an anti-productivity app, which is just my speed. It takes you through a daily ritual to plan your day at the start of every morning, and also a similar weekly planning ritual at the start of every week. And the planning process is not really about getting more work done. It's really about being realistic with your time, letting go of unnecessary tasks, and signing off of work at a reasonable hour. It's kind of about working less, which I like. You can plan on a board view, you can tag and color code your tasks based on different contexts like work and personal, and there's even a focus view similar to Timo. You also have an inbox for collecting tasks that you're not ready to schedule onto a calendar yet, but you don't want to lose track of. I will say Sunsama is definitely a step up in terms of complexity in comparison to the other apps on this list, but it's definitely worth checking out if you want something like Google Calendar, but with a way to plan out your bigger picture goals and have a place for collecting tasks that you're not ready to schedule onto a calendar yet, but you still don't want to lose track of them. Y'all, there are a lot of daily planning apps on the market these days. I researched a lot of them for this video and it's a little overwhelming. If you have a daily planner app that you love that falls into this category of simple and visual, leave them in a comment down below so the rest of us can check them out. And if there are any apps from this list that you want me to do a dedicated video about or tutorial, I'm more than happy to do that. Just let me know in a comment down below and subscribe so you don't miss these upcoming planning videos. Thank you again to xtiles for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check out the link in my description to try out xtiles for yourself. I'll leave something fun for you to watch next somewhere over here, and I will see you over there. Bye.